I called a meeting order, the regular meeting, Board of Zoning Appeals for July 7th, 2026. And first thing we'll do is roll call.
Kathy Stallworth.
Kevin Skaggs.
Jim Newman.
And we have a quorum, so we'll move forward to business. Only Mr. Smith is out tonight. Next item is approval of the minutes. Yeah.
But then I went back and I didn't see anything, did y'all?
The only thing I found is under the first page, under the order of business, it says that the meeting was called to order by Chairman Skaggs. I wasn't here.
Oh,
That's the only thing I noticed. Yes.
labeled it. Otherwise, I
Good to
just
see
said
you.
Stallworth.
Anything else?
Looks good.
Would that be Mr. Burkhalter? That is Skaggs?
Stallworth. Okay, any other corrections? Motion approved as corrected.
Yes.
Second.
Where's Phyllis today?
Miss-
She's out.
Hearing no other discussion or corrections, I guess we'll stand as approved then.
Yes.
Okay. All right. See, next item is confirmation of the agenda, and we only have one thing one request to review, and that's a waiver. Anything else we need to add to this agenda or anything?
No, sir, Mr. Chairman.
Okay, we'll consider agenda is confirmed, so we'll go ahead and get started. All right. Request ZE 26-007, a request by Riverside Partners LP.
001.
Okay, this is 7 up here. So which one is it, 7 or 1?
On our paperwork, it's 1, and it's a
But it's
ZE, and instead of a
Oh.
major waiver.
Okay, thank you for correcting that. So I guess it's major
Yes.
waiver.
It is major waiver.
Okay, I'll start over then. MW 26001, a request by Riverside Partners LP for a waiver from the minimum parking requirement of Table 8-1 parking requirements by use of the North Augusta Development Code. Request affects a proposed flex space facility on approximately plus or minus 17.0 acres zone TC thoroughfare commercial located off Jefferson Davis Highway, a portion of TPM 013-18-01-001. Now open up the public hearing for this application, and Mr. Paradise, can you start us off?
Yes, sir, Mr. Chairman. This is, site is located behind Parker's on Highway 1. You might best know it as the old Seven Lakes, I think it was, golf course, par 3 golf course there. And they are requesting a reduction in the number of required parking spaces for development there of flex space. Flex space, this is the subject parcel here. This is the layout, as you can see, of the development or proposed development. The development consists of 9 buildings containing a total of 42 flex space units. Each unit's 40 by 80, or about 3,200 square feet. So this will total 134,400 square feet of flex space. Table 8.1 is the minimum, provides for the minimum and the maximum parking requirements. There is a specific, in our code, there is a specific place there for flex space, and that is 1 per 350 square feet. It's identified as flex space. Office and warehouse buildings require a minimum of 1 space per 350 square feet. This would be require a minimum of 384 parking spaces would be required. The applicant is requesting a waiver to reduce the required parking to 174 spaces, or about 45% of what the code requires. It is the staff's recommendation that this not be approved. What is the flex space? Flex space is short for flexible space. It's a hybrid type of commercial real estate that combines warehouse or light industrial with office or retail use under one roof. These structures are specifically designed and adaptable to allow businesses to customize their layout and have a lot of different uses. They're common for contractors and tradespeople so that they can have the equipment in the warehouse portion and still have office facilities. E-commerce companies use these. Online sellers, creative studios also use those. Artists, woodworkers, makers of high ceilings. It's good for fabrication. You have people who use them for gyms and retail space as well. And they can also be used for small corporate offices. Right? So there's a wide variety of functions that this space can use. While the applicant gives some math in there where you take the office square footage and the warehouse square footage and separate those out and calculate the parking demand for that. One, there's no guarantee that this is going to be office and the warehouse space is going to be warehouse. It could be retail or some other higher intensity use. Also, interpreting our code like that is inconsistent with how we interpret Table 8.1. You look at the principal use, like a retail space. Well, retail space is 1 per 350 square feet. You do not take out the warehouse in the back of Walmart and calculate that as warehouse space, and then calculate the front as retail. It's all calculated as retail. The other is the flex space is calculated at 1 per 350 square feet. That is the same as you would have for retail space, for office space, for all of these other uses that would be provided here. If you looked at warehousing in our code, is 1 per 500. So we have 42 spaces there, and if my math runs me correct, we have 174 spaces with 45 units. So that would give you about 4 spaces per unit. From the staff's point of view, that would not be adequate parking for what may be there. We have to look at worst case scenario. So we have had some things in the past with parking where they brought in like the traffic engineering, international traffic engineers with their parking analysis and that type of thing. Well, we don't have that here. We have what the applicant has provided is Augusta and Columbia County. We're not Augusta. We're not Columbia County. And not a national standard because there is no national standard because they don't know what's going in there until that flex space is built out. So if the adequate parking is not put at this point, it's not going to happen. And do you have any questions for me?
I think you answered most of my questions, I think. I was interested in a national standard or guideline, and you say there is none.
Not that I'm aware of, and the applicant has not provided one. When we discussed this before the application was submitted, show me, And from the planning director's point of view, I haven't gotten that adequate information like we did with the self-storage units.
The other is, when if you're looking at the table, and when they come to you with a proposal, you can't pick multiple lines, you pick one.
Correct.
use. Is that
Yes.
right?
Yes.
So it's either, so the flex space has flex space, offices, and warehouses in it, is that right?
Correct.
That seemed to fit, and maybe that's what they picked. But there's a line for offices, I guess, and there's a line for warehouses. But you go by the principal use,
That's flex space in this case.
but you can't have more.
Yes.
Well, I have a question. This is very difficult for me to see. So the warehouse space, is that designated as a separate space, or some of these units are gonna be warehouse space? I don't know.
Now, these units, my understanding, and the applicant can address it better than me. My understanding is each unit will have an area of office space and then an area of warehouse. In fact, I believe they've got that calculated out in their calculations. That the applicant can probably give you more information there than I can.
So 40 by 80s, each one is 3,200 square feet, is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
So some would be office, potentially be office and warehouse. Or some might just be warehouse, some might just be office.
And
That's
some
what-
may be retail.
Right.
You know,
Well,
we
that's
don't.
what, yeah, storefront or something.
Yeah, that's, well, they call it flex space. You build it and it's flexible for whatever the customer needs.
So if it was labeled something else, once again, if it was strictly retail or strictly warehouse, would it be different calculations?
Sure. Well, yes and no. If this was a retail development, it would be one per 350, same as it is now. If it was a standalone warehouse, just a warehouse, that was the primary use, that would be one per 500. And I think that would still require more than what they're proposing here.
Now, why, just out of curiosity, and they'll address it, I'm assuming, and you can address, why is like Columbia County or Richmond County or their warehouse is like 1,000 or 1,500 or 2,000s, and yeah, I was just curious about that. Everybody's different.
That is the standard that North Augusta has adopted and City Council has approved. And to be honest with you, that was before that. This chart was
Yeah.
brought over, and I wasn't here to do those calculations, but it comes back down to how much traffic is generated by the particular type uses and the parking capacity that you're looking at.
So if even some of these, let's just take, every end unit and made it a little smaller, that would, I guess drop off one extra site, one extra parking per that and gain it somewhere else because, I'm assuming with flex space, this guy might use 4 spots, this guy might only use 1, that guy might use 9.
And you're correct, and you don't know that until they're occupied. Like I said, this will leave about 4.1 spaces per unit.
So are we basing this off of 134,000 square feet for his parking spots, or are we treating these individually? Because he could probably go to that gas line, kind of like what we did at the car lot, say that they, at the Hyundai, where they could, where we shoved them back, that they could pave over that, where the gas line was and park cars on it, where they are now. Couldn't he extend over there and make that a parking lot and gather the 300 parking spaces?
If it is on his site, on his property, that is what we're looking at. We're not telling him where he has to put those parking spaces.
Does it have to be paved or can it be
Yes, sir.
gravel?
Yes, sir. Has to be paved. The parking surface will have to meet the regulations of the development code for a parking lot. And that will include spaces, pavement, landscaping, everything.
Any other questions, Mr.
Right
Paradise?
now, right now.
The applicant want to come forward, please? One of y'all? Everyone wants to talk. I'm supposed to swear you in, so do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
And state your name and address, please, for the record.
I'm Mark Green with James G. Swift and Associate
Okay.
Engineers, and it's 1206 Interstate Parkway, Augusta, Georgia.
Thank you. Help us out.
Okay.
Anything you want to add?
Yeah, well, I mean, for us, I know from our experience, and that's why we pulled in like Columbia County is how we've done quite a number of these. And it's kind of in that model, and it is where y'all's code doesn't allow, basically. So, I mean, what we're seeing here is that you're applying, I mean, it'll be like strip mall type parking for, and these are low traffic, what they should be, very low traffic. And typically what we've been finding, 4 or 5 spots per unit has worked. Now, clearly we can get more here. As with some, I mean, we don't know where to start because the code don't allow us to kind of split up the retail or the office space and the warehouse space within one unit. So if there's no flexibility there, then I don't think flex space works, because the purpose of flex space is to provide, I mean, it's lower lease where you're not going to a strip mall leasing. So you're going to have a lot higher lease there because of parking, the cost of developing that. Whereas here, this is the way to economize that so you can get the lease down. And of course, it's not going to be high traffic type businesses. You go in there to lease, you will notice you don't have tremendous amount of parking, to provide anyone. So that would hurt you as a business if you can't get somebody to come to your business because there's no parking. But so I think that's where we at. We don't know which way to go. I mean, if you're saying the whole building is one space per 350,000, yeah, it has to be asphalt landscaped. I mean, that's a major cost that would almost defeat the purpose of providing flex space.
So it sounds like you are marketing this as a flex space property, is that right?
Oh yeah, that's what it will be.
Yeah,
Yes,
okay.
it would be marketed.
And I can't read what's on the drawing. Is it labeled as warehouses or
No, it's 7. Yeah, they're gonna market it 7 lakes flex space,
flex?
and that's what they're calling
yeah,
most of
flex
these
space, it
developments.
is. All right.
And it's true that the office space and I mean, you build. I mean, inside of there, you will have the ability to do it, to move your office space, your warehouse space, your workspace. A lot of people have it, that way. But these would be set up. I mean, that's why this really accounts for more of the drive-through. They'll have roll-up doors front and back. They can drive through the building. HVAC guy can park his trucks in the building at night for security reasons, or load it up and that kind of thing. So it was to maximize their, to provide that kind of product for somebody to rent, but not so much. I mean, retail, yeah. I mean, you could do some retail, but I don't know that big retail people would be looking inside of not a high traffic type.
So would these already be built out, or would these to be shells and they build them out individually? Or when I say built out, already have your 350 square foot office and
Yeah, and we would have to. I'm not sure what they would want to do. I use that area because that's mostly what we've been finding in Evans. They want the smallest office space to lead to the tenants. I mean, they're looking for the open space. They want the workspace, the warehouse, that's what they're really, and it's not necessarily a big retail type product. And I'm sure it's something that in the lease can be provided that says you're limited parking and you sign on and you agree that I'm limited parking, So it's not that,
So, and I'm going back, and your developer might know a little more. And so if it's built out, they're,
if
it's
it's,
pretty much set in stone. If it was an empty shell and Johnny over here comes and decides to put 2,000 square foot of office space, then I think wouldn't that fall under permitting and questions? And if you got somebody else that just wants the 350 feet, but if he's already got it kind of preset at 350 square foot office, it's going to be kind of hard to,
You could always get a permit and modify the interior.
would some of that still fall under you or fall under permitting or
It,
for you or from?
no, it would not be a planning department function at that point. It would just be a building permit.
Are y'all planning on building them out?
I have to swear you in and say things. You swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but truth, so help you God. You state your name and address, please.
Carl Sanders, 76 River North Drive, North Augusta, 29841.
Thank you. Go ahead.
We have yet to have any building design done. I think the best course of action would be to do it as a shell. So we could adjust it to whatever tenant comes to us and give them whatever space requirements they need.
Would these all be built at one time? All 42?
I want to say that they will probably be phased out.
So is there enough space there to put additional parking if you wanted to, or do you have to just?
well, yeah, it would be, we would need to start, we'd eliminate some buildings.
Yeah.
I mean, if to get up, that's where we're kind of in the quandary. Once you put in that much, you're definitely going to be losing buildings, but also you're going to a full-blown Walmart parking lot. Not Walmart, but close. And it's not that it's. I don't think the retailers that would go to a Walmart shopping center not coming into this type of development. That would be a high traffic. I mean, they're there for the traffic and they're paying for, leasing because they're getting a lot of traffic in there. But I think for us, if we had some type of number to go on, like whatever percent of the building that say goes, or put some criteria on it.
Yeah, let them kind of help you. So let's just generically, if we say this major waiver is, are they shut down? Can't come back for a year, or like they can't are on the other ones?
That they cannot come back for a year for this particular waiver.
So if we decide to give them a little more guidance, table it, that would help them. Because I think it's a pretty cool project, but at the same time, we don't want to say, no, this ain't gonna work, we can't give it to you, and they're stuck with their thumbs curling for.
And, from our standpoint, they have guidance. The code is clear, 1 per 350 square feet. I mean, our code addresses this type of occupancy. It's not like Columbia County, some other counties that doesn't haven't been forward thinking, hasn't seen it coming. But sure, you could certainly continue it until a date certain, or continue it
Or
and let
give them a goal to hit, or, or something, or.
I have to say, I think that this is a large ask
Yeah.
from the applicant. You're not putting in half of what is required. Now,
But if he's-
what that number would be, that would be all.
You know, if he's building in phases, he builds the first, 3 buildings or 4 buildings, see how that, phase it out just the same way with parking, well, going,
Once it's built, it's built. Once we approve the site plan's approved.
So could approve a site plan that shows 2/3 of the buildings and 1/3 is future? Under
And then
different-
whenever they came back with that next phase, they'd need to put in a new site plan. See, they are not doing that here. They're coming in with a site plan for
Everything.
everything. 9 independent buildings, 42 tenant spaces, the parking, the whole thing. So that is changing the application that's before us right now, whenever you start putting it into phasing.
So
Phasing has not been in the discussion at all.
I was trying to visually picture what one space per 350 square feet would look like. Yeah, well,
Yeah.
I'm saying that, well, would you eliminate a whole row of buildings? Is that pretty close to?
well, I've seen some, and though, but like this on here, the bottom 10 things, instead of 40 by 8 and getting 40 by 60, they'd be a little smaller. There's a place right up, I keep reminding, up there by y'all's office on the other side of the interstate, behind farmhouse. They got buildings like this. They have a single row of parking down the middle that is shared. One might pull in this way, one might pull in that way. So I don't know if you could do that with that bottom row and pick up. In that
We
case,
could,
you'll
we
put
could
up,
add parking.
you pick up
some,
40
but-
spots
But I
there.
think, yeah, what it would be if we got to making the minimum, yeah, we could definitely add some, but again, keep revising, I don't know, we don't have a target. If the target's 1 in 350, that's all he's got, then that's all we got.
And I'm assuming y'all have looked
And
at that.
Yeah, I mean,
Yep.
it will, I mean, definitely, they would have to make the final call, of course, but I could definitely show it. I think when you get into the cost, I mean, I guess it's a different product than retail shopping center and a flex space. I mean, that's 2 different products, so. you're
And
not
I agree,
selling-
I agree with that, because most of these places that I've seen, and I'm in the business as well, is it's a retail, like the lady that was here a while back that was doing pottery, probably doing pottery, and somebody's coming to, oh yeah, I'll take that. But I don't think, but the way we have it, I mean, it's technically classified, that we can open up any Walmart in one of those spots, or rent 2 of them, and so I don't know if it's something to look at code-wise, but at this point, it doesn't.
What bothers me about all that parking, requiring all that impervious surface right there at a wetlands area, I just don't like that at all. It's
And
gonna
that,
overwhelm it.
and that is where,
Fragile area.
and that's where the engineering and the stormwater will come in, so that they have to stay at least 50 feet from any of the wetlands. And that's where the engineering to design so they don't impact the wetlands and that type thing.
On paper you don't.
And, yeah, well,
Stuck in
What- That top right-hand corner, where you got a kind of slope, is that room that you could put parking there? Up there near the gas line?
Yeah, we could but to get the additional, like if you were to keep this square footage, that's where the balance would have to come in.
Yeah.
Because you're gonna have to start, taking buildings and adding parking, so. As it stands, we would need 210 spaces to reach, somewhere in that ballpark. And, So that would take
210,
out,
210.
take out quite a few, I think we would have to take out, yeah, about like a row of buildings, maybe. See how that works. It may end up with, I guess what you, but I guess we kind of need, we don't know what to shoot for either.
Yep.
I mean, I know what we've done in, in the past, in other words,
I know where Tom's
have
from,
approved.
coming from. Yeah, that's what it is. 374, 370, whatever. I also see where these guys are coming from, but I don't want to cut these guys off
For a year.
for a year for not be able to do anything, but also kind of give them, okay, you need to get close to the 200 range, the 250 range, or 275 or something, or look, I know it hates to delay y'all, but at least it's giving y'all some guidance of where you need to go, because I have a feeling, and I can't, that if we go straight on by this, you're going to be turned down and you can't mess with this for a year.
Mhm.
But I'm thinking if we can kind of give them a ballpark, which we can't, it'd be nice to say, okay, if you can hit the 270 number, they got a little bit of room. They might have to make some little building smaller, might be a cap on
And Mr. Newman, just so you know, the magic number's 384.
it. Okay.
So whatever
Yeah,
y'all,
yeah, I understand.
in that scale.
So they're 210. Be nice to be a little higher. That will kind of satisfy the city and us. But I hate to see a project like this go away, at least for a year. And
Right.
I'm just struggling with the basis.
What?
You could certainly, if,
Much engineering.
and along that line, you could certainly continue it and have them come back with an alternative design if you would like.
yeah, and that's kind of where I was
I
kind of
think that would
leaning.
be-
Giving them an
Whether you
idea
have
of where to
this,
shoot
A
at.
okay,
better idea than
whether
just,
you take
because
the
we're gonna
right,
have to turn it down.
take all
I
the
feel like.
ones on the bottom, make them a little smaller, or put you a row of parking down the middle, or switch them left or right.
Have you thought about making, some of the units smaller?
Yeah, we could, well, we've kept it kind of intentionally, uniform. I mean, the rows would be, because we like to keep the aisles. I mean, I know for a lot of these guys, they like that, having access from the front and the rear. I mean,
Sure.
they can actually drive through the buildings. It makes it easy access for them. That's been what we have seen, most recently from these developers that are putting them in. I mean, this is kind of a bit bigger one for,
Yeah, even on like if you made the bottom one smaller, get rid of the drive-through, just put this entry in the back. You pick up 2 spots there.
well, yeah, I can, we
Complex,
can
put your road
definitely
down there.
add some more, but I just knew just looking at it straight on to 200 and whatever wouldn't work. So what number,
think-
and if it's just a matter of they have to cut down the buildings and cut down the parking, and it would just be a smaller type
I
development.
mean, even if they got to like 270, 275, I mean, that's 100 more spots. And some of the thought process, what you said, it's all got to be paved. If they went to the gas line or went on the other side, crush and run gravel parking lot to say, okay, you got big trucks, you park them back here. They can't park in the parking lot out here, or trailers or whatever. But you said that's got to be.
In fact, the development code specifically prohibits gravel parking lots.
What about the ones like there at X5 at the Wendy? No, that's not gravel. Where the real porous, so the water will drain through where they park.
Yeah, that's pervious asphalt, or either that or pervious concrete, one of the two.
So if, I know this is not a variance, but in the variance applications, get into what is the hardship on the criteria, and is there I'm trying to get this in my own mind, justifying. Sounds like you just don't think the code standard is should apply, or is, doesn't meet what you,
Yeah, I mean, I think it just
excessive, I
goes
guess.
back that it don't really fit this type of development, and we're just at, for flex space type development. I think it fits a retail.
But this is also one of the first, I think, in the area, in our area, North Augusta, that has the roll-up door on the front side and the back side. I think most of them just have like something on the back side for through warehouse entrance.
It may be.
Yeah.
I'm not familiar.
this the first flex
Um,
space we have? We have any other flex space?
I'm thinking we've got some in other places. But, if you don't have the drive-through, you could pick up a couple spaces in the front too.
Yeah.
But you anticipate every future client needing exactly what this is.
Well,
Well-
that's just the option is there, yeah, if the option would be there. I think on the building, once the building's built, like you said, that they may change some stuff out. Now, there may be an option that they don't want the door and maybe you re-side it or whatever reason, or do it differently. But it would definitely have that option there. I don't think anything would be set that way.
Half the customers gonna park there in the way anyway.
What's
You
that?
also, you also have the employees as well.
Well, yeah,
parking.
that's just gonna be parking there. So.
And if you have, I'm sitting here doing the math, if you've got your construction truck stored there, well, then you drive your personal car, that's one space. You got your helper, that's another space. So you've already taken up half of the parking spaces.
Correct. And that's kind of
Allocated.
what I was saying, if we could have a little way over there, all right, go park there, go park this here.
And we're
Like
not
you said,
telling them.
you're not telling where to put it, just as long
Yes.
as you have.
So let me, if we were to continue it, give you a chance to have another alternative design, do you have something in mind you would go to?
Well, I mean, we would just have to look at, just dropping buildings, number one, to get the square footage down somewhat. I mean, and anyway, we would have to do that. Then adding on parking, kind of probably would have to look at trying to balance that back. And I guess, and what we'd like to know is what is going to be held to I mean, if it's going to be held to 350, then that's, that is what it is. I mean, that's as far as parking the ratio.
I don't want to give them a hard number. I mean, I hate to say.
A hard number's
I-
350.
Well, hard number's 350, or, what, close to it, 384,
Oh, I'm sorry.
384.
One per 350.
Yeah, one for 350.
350.
But at the same time, they, they get better than what they got. They're up to 250, 300. I mean, I hate to tell them you got to be at, 350. They get 325.
Yeah.
I hate to shoot it down over 25, but at the same time, I know they don't want to waste time and money. I know he don't want to waste the money on paying him to try to rig up something that he knows that he can't get. And at the same time, he doesn't want to lose, these end up being 10 by 20 buildings to get the numbers.
He's got to think about
Yeah.
what's
So-
going to be profitable for him too. And if he
Right.
loses too many buildings, then he
Yeah.
says to heck with it,
I mean, I think we, try to shoot for at least 100 more. 274, 250. Because I hate for, like I said, I hate for him to come back. And we already know that. That was much he could squeeze out of. Also, at the same time, I don't want this to go completely away.
Right.
And I'm just thinking of options for you. You could continue it, let him go back and see what he could do and make his best effort to meet the one per 350, knowing that, you get that number closer, that y'all are willing to work with him. But that puts the ball back in his court, doesn't give a hard number, puts the ball back in the applicant's court as to trying to best effort to meet the code and get it as close as he can. That's not what he wants. I'm sure he wants a hard number. What I'm hearing from y'all is, at this point, you don't feel like a hard number is adequate to give. From my end, I worry about not having, I understand the business model, but when the business opens up, there's got to be adequate there for the public. So that's may just be an option for you, is continue it and let him bring back his best idea. I'm not trying to.
Well, and as he says, when an applicant, of a future client I don't know what you call clients, whatever, signs a lease, he will know the amount of parking that's available, not marked off necessarily for him, but for the area, and is that not gonna be adequate for you, so you don't go in that particular.
Yeah, I mean, I think people would, that would be the natural. I mean, you would probably drive in there and see, when you go to visit there, see if you want to even rent the space. You would
Right.
notice that
You would know it at.
this is not a big part, you would have to kind of understand your traffic or what you expect. But then again, you could have, there are some. But I don't think it's, I mean, just going back to that, yeah. But we can definitely, give another shot at it and see what we can get back closer to that number, a lot closer, see how much closer we can get to it and see if that work for them. And
So, and I can't read this very well, but none of the parking spaces that you have now are inside the warehouse. It's not like it's like a garage or something. Not inside.
No.
Outside. Is that right?
yeah, the parking now, yeah.
Okay.
I mean, that's not counting what they could store in the office, but I know inside the building.
Mm-hmm.
But we do know, like from other ones, like I said, like HVAC and electricians, they'll pull their vans,
Right.
loaded vans up in there. An 80-foot building, they could stack 3 of them in there, and next morning they come in,
You're not taking.
and they can pull vehicles. They'll park in there, drive up spots, and where the roll-up doors are. I'm talking, practically now. How you count those is one thing.
So like on the bottom ones that you have, the bottom 10, those islands that are at the bottom, one goes to the garage driveway that goes into the garage door, and then there's an island in between.
Yeah, between the two buildings, and that was, we get into the landscape requirements and
Okay.
some of that, so we'll have to leave some spacing
So
in
you
there
could pick
between
up some there.
spaces. And it just kind of breaks down. We could definitely get more parking spaces. That was just a very, kind of symmetrical, kind of nice looking.
Yeah. I like to send them back for these for them to look. I like the table. I hate to deny them.
So is it continuation? Continuation is what it is?
You continue it until the applicant, I would continue it or table it, whichever term you want to use, until the applicant brings back more information to be put back on the agenda. That way, you're not saying, and maybe it will be ready for next month, but you're not saying next month you're going to hear it, because it may take him several months
So that's what I was gonna say.
to drill into it. So
But
I
he's
would-
not having to go through the
Deadline.
process, the approval process. He just got to permit it to you, and you just put it back on the agenda, and we come right back to you.
Yes, from doing any advertisements that's
Okay.
required, and we put it back on the agenda. But it would hold up the project moving forward as far as reviewing his plans and that kind of stuff, because we don't know yet.
But is there a set of plans that's already been submitted other than this plan here? That's for approval?
Yeah, We've
Yeah.
already submitted. That's
Okay.
what this come up under.
Okay.
And-
So
and-
you're just waiting
yeah.
for the new revised.
When, during the review process, this popped up.
Do you foresee any other items?
This was the biggie. This is the only one that we see so far that's outside of what we would normally work
This
through
project,
with
not
staff.
This project.
But will there
Correct.
be something else that will come up, you think,
I don't
other than
think
the
so.
parking?
There is nothing that I know of that would require coming back to the Board of Zoning
Okay,
Appeals.
yeah, that's what I was trying to, maybe
There-
group them all together. or-
There, yeah, and if
Okay.
there is, we will try to group them together. Yeah, there's always corrections, modification, back and, as I call it, the ping pong,
Yes,
back and forth. But this is the only issue that we're aware of that needs to come before y'all.
That seem reasonable to you guys?
Thanks, Doug.
I think that's the only thing that's fair to everybody
yeah,
anyway.
because like I said, I hate to see it go away, and they might decide on their own, yeah, we're not gonna do it.
So we'll, so I guess I'll close the public hearing and then we will get a motion to continue it.
Yes.
All right, anything else you want to mention? Okay,
I appreciate it.
okay. I gotta ask, anybody else want to come forward and speak for or against this? Nobody here, so anyway, it's just us. So I will close the public hearing. And now, I guess before going forward, as we discussed, we'll have a motion to continue this
Yes, sir.
and, have for more information from the applicant.
Yeah, I'd like to make a motion that item MV 26-001, a request by Riverside Partners, be tabled or continued until they bring back further information.
Continues appropriate. That's the best.
That's fine.
All right, we have a motion to continue. Got a second?
Second.
Second, by Ms. Stallworth. Any other discussion? All in favor to continue, raise your hand. Unanimous, so that's what we'll do. Thank you, thank you.
Thank y'all.
Go.
And that's the only item. Anything else we need to discuss?
No, sir. That's
Okay.
it from me.
All right,